So I found more books. I know. I know, guys. I know. At this point, I don't know whether I'm packing up a house or uncovering an ancient civilization. Every single time I think I've found the last box, the last shelf, the last random pile behind something, I discover more books. I genuinely thought I was done. I spent months doing this. You know about my mum's books, you know about my books, 5 floor-to-ceiling bookcases. Thousands of books. Shelves are gone now as well. The books are mostly gone now. I found somebody who wanted the bookcases, which honestly made me really happy, because I'd rather see them being used than sitting in storage or in the tip. I made those, I'm proud of them. And then, somehow, I found more books. At this point, I think I'm just breeding books. Like, you leave two on a shelf, a litter of books appear. So, one of the biggest things I've learnt through this whole process is something that sounds obvious. Well, I think it should be obvious. You don't need every book you read. Apparently that was news to me, because when I started pulling books off shelves and out of boxes, I realised there were books in this house that I hadn't touched since I read them. Read once, put on shelf, forgot they existed. Some of them I packed up and thought, oh yeah, I remember this. Others I picked up and thought, who the hell bought this? Then I realised it was me. Which is somehow worse. I was reading the blurbs and thinking, I wouldn't even pick this up now. My tastes have changed, my interests have changed, my life has changed, I've changed, and that's okay. Not every book has to stay with you forever. A lot of the books were second-hand when I bought them. Someone owned them before me, now someone owns them after me. That's kind of the beauty of books. They move, they travel. They eventually find new homes. A friend of mine ended up taking a huge pile of books, and honestly that made me happier than keeping them. Because they're being read. They're being enjoyed. They're actually serving a purpose. When she's finished with them, they'll probably move on again. I think that's kind of wonderful. Books aren't meant to be trapped forever because you feel guilty about getting rid of them. And I'm going to say something that's probably controversial, but then again, this channel, a lot of the books I was keeping weren't necessarily about the books. They're about the people, or periods in my life, or memories, or I'd pick up a book and instantly remember where I bought it, who was with me, what was happening in my life, who recommended it, and then I realised something as well. I don't need the books for that. The memory's already there. The books themselves aren't carrying any memories. I am. The stuff that really matters isn't in those books, it's the photographs, it's the family history, my grandmother's writing, my mother's diaries, letters. Things that genuinely can't be replaced. Random filler I bought 15 years ago because it was on sale isn't carrying any emotional weight, just because I was with someone at the time. And I don't understand this. People get really weird on BookTube and BookTalk and all these places about getting rid of books. Really weird. Every time someone talks about unhauling books online, there's always someone acting like they've just committed some kind of literary war crime. I don't get it. Nobody's burning them. Nobody's launching them into the sea. You're just literally passing them on. You're giving them to someone who might actually read them. That's a good thing. And honestly, I find it cleansing. There's something really satisfying about looking at a shelf and knowing everything is on there because you genuinely want it there, not because you feel guilty for 15 years. So publishers, this is my thing. Let's talk about review copies, because dear God, I had so many. Some of them had that giant terrifying warning inside, you know the ones? Not for resale, property of the publisher. If this book is found on Mars, contact legal immediately. Those books. And eventually I reached a point where I just look at them and think, what exactly am I supposed to do with these? Some couldn't be donated, can't be sold. Some books I've never even think about again. So they went into the recycling. I don't think the publishing police are going to are coming from me. If they are, this video is my confession. I put a lot of ARCs into recycling because what's the point in holding on to them? I let some friends take a ton of them too, but a lot of them just recycling. Okay, confession. This wasn't just books. I'm getting rid of clothing too. And some of the items I found made absolutely no sense. I found event t-shirts, free t-shirts, random t-shirts, t-shirts and random items of clothing from God knows. A Sonic the Hedgehog t-shirt. Now here's the problem. I don't wear graphic tees, I don't wear logos, I wear plain colours. If you look in my wardrobe right now, army green, dark blue, dark grey, and if I'm feeling very, very brave, occasional white t-shirt. So why do I own them? I have absolutely no idea. At some point, stuff just appears in your life. You put it in a drawer and then 10 years later, you're asking questions that nobody can ever answer. I don't talk about this stuff much, but I think part of the reason I've been so determined to do this is the house itself. There's a lot of memories here. A lot of really good memories. Really nice, happy memories. But there's also a hell of a lot of sad ones. I think I've reached a point where I'm ready for something different, ready to close that chapter, ready to start another one. If moving happens, it happens. And I'm hoping it happens pretty soon, but waiting. But mentally, I've already started turning the page. I also suspect the floorboards are very relieved. Thousands of books have weight on them. That's a lot. Possibly more than they were designed for. Now, before anyone starts leaving comments saying I'm becoming a minimalist, no, absolutely not. Not happening. I want my house to look like a wizard lives there. I want books, I want objects, I want strange little treasures and bits of history and things collected from various adventures throughout life. I just want them to actually mean something. That's the difference. I don't want stuff for the sake of stuff, I want stuff because I love it. So that's the update. A slightly unusual booktube video, although honestly we're still talking about books, so I think it counts. This is really an accountability video more than anything else. Something I can come back to 6 months from now, a year from now, remind myself why I did it. Because right now, sitting amongst boxes and piles and the remains of what used to be 5 giant bookcases, I genuinely don't regret it. Not for a second. Even if I keep finding more bloody books. So that's the update. Now if you like this video and you got this far, remember to leave a comment. Subscribe. Join my memberships, Patreon, Substack, all the good stuff. We do a lot there. I'll talk to you guys in the next one.